What's up, y'all? It's Trent B, one half of the reality TV couple with me and my wife Tori, where we react to reality TV shows, a lot of dating shows from trashy all the way to classy. And right now I'm covering Married at First Sight, season 20, episode 8. This is pretty much the Seattle season. And so far we got through the weddings, we got through Cancun. Now we're kind of getting into the nitty gritty with the people living with each other. And this episode was interesting. This is pretty much like almost like take your girlfriend, or in this case, take your wife to work day, right? We started with Mecca and Belle Jolie. She went with him to do the job with the sanitation. And I thought he was interesting because if you look at him and Felipe, they both pretty much work for their families, but the way they positioned it was way different. Mecca was like straight up just said what the job was. I clean porta potties. Didn't say that, that's a family business. He's an heir to the business and it's gonna be his one day. Felipe pretty much said he owns a restaurant as opposed to him working with his family's restaurant. They both had pretty much the same situation, same scenario, but the way they positioned it was way different. And it's just interesting. That's just the type of people, that's just the type of person that each guy is, right? Felipe is like, he's the owner of this restaurant in Seattle, probably downtown or some shit. And Mecca is just like, hey, man, I do sanitation. When the whole time he's pretty much keeping the family business running. And I don't know too much about either one of the businesses, but just what they've shown, it's kind of interesting how they position it, right? But it's dope that Belle Jolie was able to go down there, kind of get on his level and just do some of the stuff he does. It's very blue collar, but it's just different because that's a family business. I think the grandmama owns it, and eventually it'll be his one day. So if she stay down, stay the course, it'll be his and her business at some point, and they can run it how they want to run it. So I think that's kind of dope. They showed that part of him. That was a part of him or a side of him that we didn't see before. And the grandmother, she was interesting. She looked good for her age. She looked young for her. I think she was 60. She looked good for her age, right? But she just was interesting. She had an interesting energy to her. I don't know if she's withholding something or she has something that she wants to say, but she had a weird energy to her. I'm gonna say Adam and Marissa, more non-serious combos, right? It wouldn't be Adam and Marissa if they didn't have a couple non-serious combos, right? But of course, Adam still's putting the tags on his shirts, still has a tacky, loud shirt. This one was better than the other one, but still has a tacky, loud shirt. And it's like he puts this shit on just so somebody can say something to him. I'm glad Marissa didn't take the bait. I'm only taking the bait because I'm covering it, and I want y'all to know that I don't like it. But overall, super stupid, super goofy. I'm glad Paul kind of checked him at the end to let him know that stop playing. Because he came in at the meetup with his shirt open, showing his stomach and stuff. It's like, bro, come on, man. You a big man child, bro. You about to be in your mid 30s, man. Grow up. And it's like, why are you so childish, man? Did you not get enough hugs as a child? But ultimately what it seems like he just wants to stay surface level because he doesn't want to go deep. He doesn't want to cry. That's why I appreciate when Marissa went deeper and kind of talked about some of her traumas and stuff like that. And I could tell they don't want to go that way because they don't want to cry or be vulnerable like the other people are, right? But Adam, he talked about his trauma of being cheated on a couple times in his 20s, and it's like we all been cheated on, man. What else? That's not special. Like, what else besides that? That was so silly to me. And it's like, I don't even know Adam personally, but just from what they showed on the show, that would be more of a problem for me that my parents, neither one of them, didn't want to come to my wedding. They rather go gallivant in a Swiss Alps than to come to my wedding. So that would be some trauma right there. He really should have delved into that. But again, he's not serious. He doesn't want to cry. He doesn't want to get emotional. He doesn't want to be vulnerable. So they don't go there. But ultimately, Adam is unserious. Just how he looks and how he carries himself. He's going to be on Perfect Match season 4. I'm already getting pretty annoyed. Y'all get ready to see him on your TV a lot more because when Netflix finds somebody that they like, that they think is good TV, they recycle him and run him back and back and back. Watch. He'll be on some more shit. Nikki and Sean John coming in arm in arm. Okay. I like what I'm seeing, right? I like what I'm seeing. I'm happy for them. Happy that they can at least make it to the end of this contract, right? But I do feel like it was very performative, especially on Sean's end. He's giving another dissertation, pretty much letting everybody know that, hey, I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm an academia. I'm sure nobody else in here has a doctorate but me. And just talking people's heads off again. And like everybody's saying, we don't believe you. You need more people. It was cute that they've been able to come around to where they could be friends, they could be cordial, they could at least be in the same room together without wanting to tear each other's heads off. But y'all are nowhere near husband and wife, so relax a little bit. Y'all didn't do a 180, maybe a 120. Like, come on, y'all went 90 degrees from where y'all was at, but it's not a complete 180. Y'all not there yet. Adam, once again, I'm glad Paul was checking shit left and right. Adam, he needed to be checked, but Marissa said something that was interesting to me. She said that she wanted somebody more mature like Cameron. And it's like she told us that. I'm sure she told the therapist that, but why haven't you told Adam that? QTNA. Why doesn't Adam know that you want somebody more mature? Do you want somebody more mature? because I respect it if you do, because I do feel like some serious conversations need to be had. I do like the fact they keep it light. I think personally for myself, I would like a relationship to be 70 to 80% fun, but that 20 or 30 is critical. Adam and Marissa, they seem like they running in like 99-1 or something. I don't never see them talk about nothing serious. So I get it, but you got to have the fun too. Cameron and Michelle, I didn't think Michelle was so money focused. It was kind of interesting. She hides it very well. She comes across almost like damn near like a trad wife. So she subdues whatever that money, power, woman stuff she has going on. She subdues it a lot, right? But she's very money focused. She said she wants somebody making 150, and that's gonna be a tough call for her. That's gonna be a tough ask for Cameron, for real, man. Being a coach, man, on the higher end, he making maybe 90, I would think. But at a JUCO especially, but once you climb the ranks, yeah, you can definitely get the money. You see these college coaches making millions, so it can happen, but just not right now. The fact they shared with the group they had sex, it's like, okay, is that worth sharing? I don't know if that's worth sharing for the group, but I can tell they're trying to present themselves like the it couple, like the together couple, but they need to delve in them a little bit more. They have some skeletons too. Like nobody on this shit is perfect, right? They're probably the most together. That's why they said yes at the end, but they have some shit they need to work on too. Don't let them fool you. Courtney and Nick, she got more excuses than a nigga going to jail. Oh my God, man. What is the root of the issue? But I will say with this episode, it kind of highlighted how with Nick, um, he just kind of sits back and lets Courtney be a spaz, but we never really get into him. Like, why do you want to be on so many dating shows, right? And that's kind of funny because his biggest fear, I think, honestly, is that he gets on another dating show, it bombs, he's on there and he's unforgettable again, and he has to be on dating show number 6. I honestly think that's his biggest fear, is that he's forgettable again, like he was on Perfect Match and The Circle. That's really his biggest fear. So whatever the hell he pulled out of his ass, I can't even remember what he said. It was just surface level because he doesn't really care about her. But he doesn't make himself vulnerable, so he makes Courtney look like a freaking spaz all the time. But he just sits back and just looks like, I'm just trying. Are you really, bro? Tori and Philippe is talking about this passion. It almost seems like he wants something deeper with her. Um, Not saying they're like Adam and Marissa, but it seems like he does want something a little bit more than just the physical. Because for him, I know he's very attracted to her. He thinks she's very pretty, but I don't know if he likes her personality wise. We don't know how much he gives personality wise. It seems like she's kind of just like a blank slate. Like she's with whoever's gonna give her that girlfriend card, right? So we don't know if he likes her like that, because personality wise, because when they talked about, I'm surprised they had more sex and it seemed like it was fine, but I did think it was interesting that she said the sex was good and he said it was great. So it's interesting. It's like he doesn't really like her as much personality wise, and I don't think she likes him as much physically. So it's like a yin and a yang. But I think she's very willing to kind of go along just to get taken care of. Like I said before in the past video, I think how well he does just depends on how well he takes care of her. For real, for real. Mecca and Belle Jolie, it was cool at the beginning how they showed up for each other with his business. But then when they was in front of the group, he talked about sex like it was doing coursework or something. He talked about sex like it was classwork. It was so interesting. Um, like, do you like her? I'm really intrigued by it. Like, it's interesting. They seem very cool. They obviously have a good emotional connection. That's why at the end they was cool, and he loved what she was doing. She was supporting him very well. But it was just interesting, man. It's like, what is it with that? There's something going on with them for sure. And it's because it's like Mecca doesn't need love or affection or none of that stuff. He needs to kick in the ass because he's playing. He's playing all day. Somebody need to kick him in his ass and let him know stop playing. Because the reason he was mad, he was the only one that looked like he was pissed. He definitely was the most pissed at everybody there, but I think he was more pissed because people was calling him out for his dinner theatrics. I saw it, so I wasn't even there. If they were there and they saw it, I know they was turned off by it. So it only made sense that they called him out for it, right? And I think he was annoyed because he was like, damn, y'all calling me out. I'm trying to be a good time. But it's like, bro, this wasn't the time for that. So I think he's more or less pissed about how they called him out for that. I think he so much has said it later on. So you just got to tone it down a little bit, man, and just be serious, lock in. But I did think it was interesting that him and Michelle know each other. And it's like, why does Michelle have so much to say? She's one of the main ones who I didn't think was going to be clocking people like she was, but she's the main one speaking up. And it's like, y'all not perfect. And I think that's what hurt him a lot, too, is that he knows her personally and she kind of was trying to put him out there. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes down the line. But I think Belle Jolie is tired of being cool, tired of being nice. I think she's going to start checking shit as well down the line. Because I think they're not as bad as people make them out to be. They're moving at their own pace, and at least they like each other, right? Most of relationships is just being cool with somebody, being able to sit in the room and just watch TV. So they seem like they got their part down more than others. So at least they have that, right? Uh, Caitlyn and Devin, they like they moving in a good direction as well. But like once again, why is she pushing him away? Maybe it's something I miss. Maybe he is more annoying and more insufferable than I'm even giving him credit for. But it don't seem like she need to be doing all of that, right? He don't seem that bad, but maybe he is. And as we see in the preview, that they're going to start taking a bad turn, and he's going to pretty much want to hit the eject button on their relationship. And I can't blame you if you're looking for something and that person just refuses to give it to you or is incapable of giving it to you. What else can you do but eject, right? Especially this early on in the honeymoon phase. Shit is supposed to be sweet, and if it's sour right now, there's no reason to continue with, right? But of course they were undecided, right? Of course they were undecided after all that. Super funny, but both of them were undecided. Mecca and Belle Jolie, they were undecided, but I could tell they are probably a good night away from being decided. So Cameron and Michelle, of course, they are decided, or of course they're yes. Adam and Marissa are a yes, but if they could dig a little bit deeper, they yes might get a little murky because it's some stuff with like Adam and his living situation. Is he gonna get rid of that lakefront barn? It's some stuff that they got to figure out. Like we'll see about that because for Adam and Marissa, they're going smooth because Marissa gives Adam everything he wants. So as soon as she says no, we'll see how that turns up, right? Nikki and Sean, of course, they're undecided or no, however they put that. Cameron and Nick, of course, they're no. Philippe and Tori, I think they were undecided. Or no, I think they might. Yeah, I think they were. I think they were undecided. So all in all, you seen the couples. It was probably three that was good and four that was not. Right, or four that was on the fence. I think it's only about two that's really about ready to drop out. So all in all, it's gonna be interesting to see what the movement's gonna be like in the next couple episodes. Previews seem like they kind of turning up, and we might end up even losing a couple. So y'all tell me what y'all think about the couples. Who's y'all favorite couples? Who's y'all least favorite couples? Is there any favorites for y'all right now? And y'all tell me what y'all think below in the comments. Y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Specifically on the YouTube right now, we trying to grow that here. Once again, the YouTube is Trent and Tori TNT reality TV couple. Once again, TNT reality TV couple Trent and Tori on YouTube. And y'all show love on there. Here we trying to grow those subscribers. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.